ZeniMax Media is the parent company of Bethesda Softworks. The chairman and CEO of ZeniMax is Robert A. Altman, a name we probably should be saying more often as he likely is at least one of the top executives making all the anti-consumer decisions that are quite honestly destroying the reputation of Bethesda. Now, the main reason why you may not even know who Robert Altman is because ZeniMax is a private company, and unlike the EAs or Activisions or Take-Two Interactives of gaming, who are publicly traded and obligated to release financial statements, ZeniMax is not. But as I discussed in past videos, the writing has been on the wall for a while now, and Bethesda getting in on the live service fun was inevitable. Now, the problem with that is how the company as a whole is jumping on this trend, after declaring themselves the saviors of the single-player story experience. Fun fact also is that Linda Carter is Robert Altman's wife. So over the years, we've discussed some of the crappy anti-consumer decisions Bethesda has made, but as of the last 6 months, things have really escalated, and I'm nervous for what the future of this company will look like. With that said, for a large part of this video, we're going to be concentrating on some of the secret nerfs or updates made recently to Fallout 76 and the Elder Scrolls Blades, which encourage, you know it, the sale of microtransactions. Additionally, there's a pretty significant update surrounding the legal battle between ZeniMax and Bookbreeze LLC over the potential Elder Scrolls 6 Redfall title. But if you haven't already, consider subscribing for much more content like this. For those unaware, YouTube has made one of their brilliant changes, which includes an algorithm now deciding if you'll get a notification or not. So if you are subscribed, consider turning notifications on so you can ensure that you aren't missing out on any new videos. Nonetheless, let's start by going over some of the questionable nerfs made to Fallout 76 prior to the announcement of repair kits coming to the game. For those unaware, Bethesda announced earlier this month that they would be breaking their original promise of keeping Fallout 76 microtransactions cosmetic only. In a blog post, it was revealed a new utility item, repair kits, would be making its way into the game soon. These repair kits are said to help you spend more time looting and shooting, and less time toiling away at a workbench fixing your gear. These repair kits, which are single-use consumables, would come in two different types: the basic kit, which can be obtained through the microtransaction atomic shop, and the improved kit, which is a rare item that features a better boost than the basic kit and can be obtained for free through certain types of in-game content, although it's unclear how easy or difficult finding this improved kit will be. Now, the interesting thing is Bethesda also teased more non-cosmetic microtransactions like this in the future. Specifically, it was mentioned, as we look to the future, we're exploring ways we can bring other community-driven ideas to the game as well, such as refrigerators for camps, ammo and food converters, and even the ability to send scrap to your stash without having to head home. So this finally leads into the problem, which is that Bethesda in past nerfs and updates created problems and is now offering solutions in the form of microtransactions. The following Reddit post titled "Reminder to Bethesda our Flux food drink items are still spoiling super fast, broken from a previous patch." And as the title implies, players have been reporting that food in the game is spoiling extremely fast. As this user goes on to add, when they introduced the fermenter, I believe they goofed up the internal clock for Fallout 76, as with that patch, the spoilage rate for our food flux drinks skyrocketed. Things spoil super fast now. Many people have commented about this, but so far, not one post from Bethesda saying we are aware of this and are looking into it. Please let us know you are listening to us about this issue. And as many of the commenters pointed out, isn't it extremely convenient how Bethesda teased that refrigerators would be coming to the game as a utility item, which appears to be a new non-cosmetic microtransaction type. For what it's worth, there have been user reports of this issue for over a month, and Bethesda has not at all commented on this issue, remaining silent. Now, in regards to repair kits, there's a lot of discussion and outrage about a change made to the White Knight perk card, which came in patch number 5 on January 29th. The White Knight perk card has 3 ranks with increasing cost and agility, and can only be used once your character reaches level 39. And what it does is make your armor break more slowly and is cheaper to repair. In this 5th patch, Bethesda decided to make a massive change. As they wrote in the patch notes, the condition loss bonus is provided by each rank of the White Knight and licensed plumber perks have been reduced from 30, 60, 90% to 20, 40, 60%, and the repair bonuses have also been reduced to match the power patcher perk. And there was a developer note which stated the reason why they made these changes was because, in looking at the demolition expert, White Knight, and licensed plumber perks, we felt that they have so far been overperforming in their current roles. We wanted to bring them more in line with similar perks to help them prevent them from feeling like mandatory picks. For what it's worth, the licensed plumber perk makes your pipe weapons break more slowly and is cheaper to repair, while the power patcher perk makes your power armor break more slowly and is cheaper to repair. So at the time, the immediate reaction to this change was, why? As one Reddit user pointed out, White Knight nerfed for no reason, and they continued adding, already being power armor less can be a challenge and your armor breaks so fast. I hate the heads up display in power armor, so I refuse to use it. Spending all my caps on ballistic fiber isn't fun. I don't like repairing my armor every 2 minutes. White Knight was such a great perk, and there was no need to nerf. It wasn't hurting anyone, it wasn't an overpowered weapon, it was quality of life. This sucks so much, I agree with everyone here, bad patch. And one user responded to this post by pointing out another issue with this nerf. What sucks as well is it's a complete nerf without compensating in any way. The materials used to make or repair armor have not been adjusted, so Bethesda Game Studios basically just said to us, you get to grind and repair your crap 30% more often. No thanks, I have a life, I'm going to play something else that doesn't punish me for playing. Fortunately, a Bethesda community manager did respond at the time, saying that definitely they've seen the feedback and concerns about the changes to White Knight. Rest assured, the dev team have been made aware, which now we get to see the solution, which is a good old microtransaction in the form of repair kits. Luckily, the community has been catching on to what Bethesda has been up to and calling out these quote-unquote nerfs. Although even with all the outrage over the announcement of repair kits and these potential future utility items, we have not heard much from Bethesda, who appears to be pushing forward with this new type of monetization, likely because Fallout 76 just is not bringing in the expected revenue, which should make any loyal player, if there are any, fearful for what the future could entail. But let's now discuss the secret changes made to the Elder Scrolls Blades. So if you are unaware, this is Bethesda Game Studios' free-to-play early access Elder Scrolls game that Todd Howard hyped up at E3 2018.
And you know, when we looked at the iPhone 11 years ago, we had a few ideas for mobile games. Fallout Shelter was one of them. And we did have another one that was far, far more ambitious, and we've been building it. Blades, at its heart, is a pure Elder Scrolls game.
Simply put, Forbes said it perfectly in their review of the game, Blades is not made for an Elder Scrolls fan. It's made for the casual mobile player, which you gotta know that Bethesda wants to suck their wallets dry. I've spent quite a bit of time with the game myself, not spending money, and it's okay, with a very lackluster story that feels like it was written for a 7-year-old. The gameplay loop at the very least can be enjoyable, although it's very repetitive. Speaking of repetitive, there are maybe 4 locations in total with a forest, a dungeon, a crypt, and an underground ruin to explore, which gets boring fast. Missions are pretty much 2 things, collect this or kill that, and then there's the microtransactions, which are in your face at every turn. The biggest issue with Blades is that the whole game revolves around microtransactions, and specifically the loot boxes. When the game first went live, silver chests took 3 hours to unlock, which either forced you to wait or use gems to open them, which there's a certain cap on chests you can have in your inventory unless you use gems to increase your inventory cap. Anyway, point is, players were angry because you would constantly get silver chests and be forced to either wait or spend real world money to open the chest or increase your inventory size, which was more of a temporary resolution. This eventually forced Bethesda to take action, which they certainly took their time, but over a week ago they announced the following changes. Silver chests now only take 1 hour to open, or 12 gems. They were 3 hours and 36 gems before. Wood chests and elder chests have been added to job rewards. Elder chests are extremely rare but possible. Silver chests will no longer appear in the abyss. Bethesda has adjusted abyss floors below your level to reward more experience points. And then they add added confirmation for any gem use above 11 so you don't accidentally use higher amounts. Now here's the issue, players immediately started speculating that Bethesda wasn't being truthful about all the changes because the game's top tier loot artifacts were no longer being found or appearing in the Abyss, which is a mode that is endless and rewards you as you go deeper into it, which many assume Bethesda decided to nerf the Abyss rewards so players couldn't, or well, at the very least it would be extremely difficult to free to play, which Bethesda just days ago confirmed that this hidden nerf did happen and some other unfortunate changes. A community manager posted a week later after the original speculation began, saying in a statement, "I've done some sleuthing and I now have all the information regarding what changed in the Abyss in last Thursday's update. In the future, we'll work to make sure this kind of information is included in the patch notes. The golden chest is slightly harder to get, requiring 1 or 2 extra enemy kills. The silver chest was removed and replaced by an ingredient. Artifact drops were completely removed, and tier 9 and tier 10 item drops were completely removed." As you might expect, the community was pissed about these changes that somehow Bethesda just forgot to reveal with the original patch notes. Understand, within those original patch notes, everyone was praising them for fixing the silver chest issue, but Bethesda had secretly implemented other changes which made up for the potential loss in revenue. This is simply a microtransaction disaster, and as you'll see in some of the gameplay in the background, for you to upgrade the town or progress through the game, you need coins and certain supplies that can either be grinded for, or you can spend some money on microtransactions. Everything is deliberate. The loot packages specifically include certain materials that you'll need to upgrade the town and to progress through the story. To make matters worse, it was announced on April 18th that Bethesda removed direct purchase artifacts completely, which I will note that the artifacts were overpriced, but at least you could pay for them instead of going through an endless amount of loot boxes just hoping at a chance of getting one of them. But the only way to get the game's best loot now is through the loot chest, and while you may think that's already ridiculous, another issue is that players have discovered that the side quests or jobs have predetermined chests, and as you can see in this list, for you to get an Elder chest which has a 1% chance of getting an artifact, it's 1 every 290 jobs, which means you would have to do hours and hours of grinding just for a chance at an artifact. The other option is spending $20 on a legendary chest, not achievable through jobs, and it does have a much higher chance at an artifact, still though I believe it's not even certain. Look, I know everyone watching can agree the mobile gaming market is piss, like the equivalent to literal piss, but when you have some of gaming's biggest AAA companies embracing these horrible monetization schemes, you have to be concerned for the future of console gaming. This hell is what Robert Altman, Bobby Kotick, Andrew Wilson, and Strauss Zelnick want this industry to turn into, and I mean 15 years ago, DLC really didn't exist. I mean, when Bethesda tried selling $2.50 horse armor in Oblivion, there was outrage, but nowadays that's actually sounding quite generous. That's how far this industry has gone to normalizing microtransactions, and I can only ponder how bad it's going to continue to get. Sure, the Elder Scrolls Blades is free to play, but it's just insulting how far down the crapper Bethesda has gone, embracing the monetization and anti-consumer decisions that we've become used to with the likes of Electronic Arts and Activision Blizzard. Putting everything that we have discussed so far into perspective, you have Fallout 76 implementing suspicious changes that led to brand new non-cosmetic microtransactions that can be considered pay to win. Then you have the Elder Scrolls Blades implementing suspicious changes that all but forces players to spend money to get the best loot in the game, which is pay to win. Do you see the problem with all of this? Because I hope you do. What's happening right now is inexcusable, and for those who keep defending this nonsense, just know it will continue to get worse. When people feed these greedy companies hunger for money, they just become more and more hungry. I truly wonder how monetization will be in the Elder Scrolls 6 or even Starfield. I feel it's going to look very similar to Ubisoft's monetization BS in Far Cry New Dawn and their other single-player offerings. Bethesda has monetization designers and experts on staff making every decision to ensure that they are making money, which is the ultimate goal of any and all of these massive entertainment companies. It's always going to be money first, consumers second, and I think a lot of these corporate defenders and/or sheep need to understand this. Now let's finally move on to the last subject of this video, and that is an update on the whole Elder Scrolls 6 Redfall trademark dispute. For those who have not been following along, late last year Bethesda filed for the Redfall trademark, one that many believe will be attributed to the Elder Scrolls 6 based on the potential setting of Hammerfell and the race of people that reside in the province being the Redguards. One problem though, Redfall is actually the name of a book series, a post-apocalyptic survival thriller written by J.J. Falconer. The first book in this series being published back all the way in 2016, so the author has opposed the trademark and made it publicly known that he's been working to resolve the situation, but ZeniMax has ignored him, forcing him to take legal action. It looked like this may result in a lengthy court case, but last month it was revealed in legal documents that ZeniMax and BookBreeze, the publisher of the Redfall book series, were engaged in settlement discussions. Just days ago, new legal documents revealed that settlement discussions are still ongoing, and ZeniMax is asking for more time to get this matter resolved before it ends up heading to court. So this is encouraging and still not certain if this will get resolved, but the author ultimately has said on his website what he wants is to protect his rights to use the Redfall name in future books or movies. He claims this isn't about getting money from the game and doesn't care about that aspect, he just doesn't want ZeniMax to have ownership of the trademark, which could lead to him being unable to sell his Redfall books. Furthermore, he has added what he wants is to retain the Redfall brand and keep selling his books and maintain the movie rights. Which honestly, I really don't know how ZeniMax lawyers will handle this. They are a very aggressive company when it comes to litigation, so this could get ugly. I have seen some people attack the author for trying to trademark such a quote-unquote basic title, but I mean people, let's not forget how ZeniMax has sued companies for using basic words such as prey and scrolls in game titles. Anyway, at the very least, it looks like this could get resolved soon, although it all really depends on if ZeniMax is willing to give up the Redfall movie rights, and I'll be honest, I think that's extremely unlikely, so I mean, time will tell. Now before I end this video, I want to circle back to the main topic, and that's the shenanigans that's currently ongoing in Bethesda Game Studios' two most recent games. One paid, one free to play. The common excuse I've heard with the Elder Scrolls Blades is that it's a mobile game. Of course there will be microtransactions, what did you expect? Most mobile games are like this. It wasn't hard to realize, which that is not an excuse at all. Mobile gaming is seen as a joke for a reason, and Bethesda contributing to that problem is not at all a good look or anything we should expect or accept. Fallout 76 is a paid game, and it's nobody's fault other than Bethesda that the game sold poorly and no one wants to buy the overpriced cosmetics. That doesn't give them the right to create problems, then offer solutions in the form of non-cosmetic microtransactions that were promised to never ever come to the game. Bethesda as a whole is going down a very unfortunate dark path, and it makes me worried for any and all future games. Anyway, what do you guys and gals make of these hidden changes made to Fallout 76 and the Elder Scrolls Blades, and do you think the Redfall dispute will get resolved sooner rather than later? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, but thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy this video or found any informative value, and make sure to follow my other social media accounts for updates on new videos. Links are always down in the description below. I'm most active on Twitter giving opinions on news that I don't always get into video form, so make sure to follow me over there. Also check out my Discord for all sorts of discussion on games, and again, thank you for joining. Consider subscribing for more videos like this. Turn notifications on so you don't miss out on any videos. Thank you YouTube, because I'm gonna have to keep saying that, and I'll see you later.